They ruled the felt, they made poker cool, but where are they now? From million-dollar wins to shocking downfalls, these 15 legends shaped poker's golden era, but not all of them made it out on top. Chris Moneymaker. It started with a bluff, a dream, and a $27 online qualifier. In 2003, a Tennessee accountant turned an $86 satellite into a $2.5 million win and lit the fuse on a poker revolution. Chris Moneymaker didn't just take the main event title, he made poker feel possible. Many thought he'd fade away, but Moneymaker is quietly having the last laugh. Now in his late 40s, he's putting together some of the strongest results of his career. In 2023, he finished 5th in the Triton London High Roller for just over $2 million. In 2024, he followed it up by winning a $25,000 Montenegro event for another $900,000, and the third place finish in a mystery bounty added over $300,000 more. But it's not just about the cards anymore. Moneymaker has built a poker brand from the ground up. He launched Moneymaker Social, a Texas-style poker club in Louisville, Kentucky, and his mid-stakes Moneymaker Poker Tour is bringing recreational players into the spotlight. 2 decades after his Cinderella run, Moneymaker is proving he's no longer just a story, he's a force. Kid Poker. Daniel Negreanu has always been the face of poker's charm and confidence, but behind the smile is a fierce competitor who refuses to let time slow him down. After a rough 2023 where he lost over $2 million in tournaments, many questioned whether Kid Poker was past his prime. Negreanu responded with results. In 2024, he flipped the narrative, winning his 7th WSOP bracelet in the prestigious $50,000 Poker Players Championship, a statement win worth over $1 million. He climbed back to the top of the Poker Go Tour leaderboard and even took a seat in the ultra-exclusive Triton Million event with a $500,000 buy-in. Off the felt, Negreanu is still poker's biggest ambassador. As the face of GG Poker, he live streams events, vlogs his tour life, and connects with fans more than ever. 2 decades after his Kid Poker days, Daniel's evolution isn't a farewell, it's a renaissance. Phil Ivey. If poker had a mythological figure, it would be Phil Ivey. He rarely speaks, he barely shows up. But when he does, every table gets nervous. In 2024, Ivey made a deep run in the World Series of Poker main event, outlasting hundreds while barely showing emotion. Opponents described him as calm, calculated, and terrifying. No matter how long he disappears, when Ivey returns, it's like he never left. The man is still the final boss. He's no longer chasing the spotlight. He doesn't need to, because in high-stakes circles, both live and private, Phil Ivey remains the name that matters most. Patrick Antonius. Patrick Antonius doesn't do drama. He doesn't do outbursts. He simply shows up and wins. Known for his stone-faced demeanor and picture-perfect poker form, Antonius has quietly remained a force in both online and live high-stakes games. He's a regular fixture in the European circuit, occasionally appearing on live streams, but he's not chasing fame, just edges. In a game that's become louder and flashier, Patrick remains ice-cold, and that's exactly what makes him dangerous. Victor Isilda 1 Bloom. You never know when Victor Bloom will appear, and that's exactly the point. At the height of the golden era, Isilda 1 would log on and swing millions in a single night. His fearless aggression made him a legend. Today, he's an enigma. Sometimes he pops up on random high-stakes sites, drops a 7-figure heater, then vanishes again. No YouTube, no sponsorship, no social media, just pure, unpredictable poker. If Bloom is the ghost of the online era, he's haunting the game exactly the way he wants to. Phil Helmouth. 18. That's the number Phil Helmouth has been chasing, his record-extending 18th World Series of Poker bracelet. In 2024, he came close again, reaching the final table in a mixed game event, but while the record slipped through his fingers, the antics didn't. He napped between hands, he ranted about the idiots from Northern Europe, and yes, he delivered the trademark Helmouth blow-ups that fans love to hate. Phil is the greatest tournament winner of all time, but he's also the game's ultimate showman. Whether you cheer him or cringe, poker wouldn't be poker without Phil Helmouth. Antonio Esfandiari. Once known for his wild bluffs and even wilder celebration flips, Antonio Esfandiari is no longer playing the volume he used to, but when he shows up, the cameras follow. After winning the big one for one drop for over $18 million, Esfandiari leaned into the lifestyle, flashy suits, celebrity games, and live streams that show off both his charm and his reads. It's rumored he's appeared in filming for the Big Game reboot, where filming took place late last year. He may not be grinding full series anymore, but Antonio is still the magician. The tricks are just more selective and more expensive. Barry Greenstein was never the loudest at the table, but he always commanded respect. Known as the Robin Hood of poker for donating his winnings to charity, Barry has stepped away from full-time play but remains one of the game's most revered minds. You'll still catch him on podcasts, panels, and classic hand breakdowns. His book Ace on the River is still cited by aspiring players. In a poker world that's constantly evolving, Greenstein is one of the last standing bridges to the game's golden wisdom. Jennifer Harmon was one of the first women to not only break into high-stakes poker, but to dominate it. For years, she held her own at the biggest cash games in the world, often against tables full of sharks. Health issues and personal commitments have slowed her down, but Harmon's influence remains unmatched. She's a poker Hall of Famer, a pioneer for women in the game, and a symbol of true grit. Even if she's not at the table, Jennifer Harmon's name is still spoken with nothing but respect, especially in Bobby's room. Mike, the Mouth. At his peak, Mike Matisa was a one-man circus, explosive, emotional, and unpredictable. But behind the outbursts was a deep poker mind. In his 2024 documentary, fans got to see the full picture, the health battles, the addiction struggles, and the emotional damage of near bankruptcy, but also the grit. Matisa has clawed his way back to relevance, launching his own podcast, The Mouthpiece, and appearing in new poker series with the same old fire. He's no longer the feared tournament crusher, but he's still the heart of the game, flawed, loud, and loved. Jaime Gold. No player has divided poker fans more than Jaime Gold. In 2006, he won the biggest main event in history, over $12 million, but did it with relentless table talk, borderline rule breaking, and a never-ending pile of chips. Since then, Gold has largely stepped away from the spotlight. He pops up at charity events and lower stakes games, but the fire of '06 hasn't returned. Some call him a fluke, others a master of psychological warfare. Either way, his win remains one of poker's most talked about moments, and Jaime Gold remains the most controversial champ in the game's history. Scotty Win. You call, it's gonna be all over, baby. Scotty Win was poker's original entertainer, part player, part performer, and full-time legend. Today the glasses are still tinted, the voice still smooth, but the presence almost gone. Scotty has quietly faded from the scene, rarely seen at the tables, and largely absent from modern poker coverage. Still, his run in the late 90s and early 2000s, including that unforgettable World Series of Poker main event win, earned him a place in poker's permanent memory. Whether he returns or not, Scotty Win will always be royalty. Dwan. Tom Dar. Dwan was once poker's chosen one, a fearless online phenom who took on legends heads up for millions. But somewhere along the line, Dwan drifted, vanishing from the spotlight, then reappearing in cryptic high-stakes games across Asia. In 2024, fans watched nervously as he played erratically at Hustler Casino Live. Massive pots, strange bluffs, long pauses. Some called it genius, others called it a meltdown. More recently, Tom was admitted to a UK hospital where he claimed the hospital staff were neglecting him. Just another twist in the Tom Dwan tale. One thing's certain, nobody in poker history has inspired more forum threads, speculation, or fascination, and nobody plays like Tom Dwan. Gus Hansen. They called him the Great Dane. Gus Hansen was poker's wild child, hyper-aggressive, mathematically gifted, and absolutely fearless. Then came the silence. But in 2024, Hansen shocked the poker world by signing with Team Winamax. It was more than a sponsorship, it was a comeback. He admitted he'd stepped back for personal reasons, including raising a son. But now, he's back, and he's not afraid to mix it up with the new generation. He brings something different, a chaotic mind, a fearless style, and a smile that says, let's make this interesting. Cidle. He doesn't rant, he doesn't taunt, he just wins. Cidle has managed what most players dream of, sustained greatness across decades. He's still competing in the highest stakes events, quietly making deep runs while younger players burn out chasing variants. In 2024, he added more six-figure scores to his resume, reminding everyone that discipline, adaptability, and humility still matter in a GTO-obsessed world. He's not flashy, he's not loud, he's just Eric Cidle, and that's still enough to terrify a final table. The golden era of poker wasn't just about money or fame, it was about moments, iconic hands, electrifying personalities, the belief that anyone could become a legend. But with time, even legends face the ultimate opponent, change. And if you're wondering why some of these icons still dominate, while others fell off completely, there's one video you need to watch next. Why you keep losing at poker, Phil Ivey reveals the truth.